All right, so if you're just joining us, this, of course, is a momentous point in American history. The U.S. Supreme Court has, in fact, overturned the historic Roe versus Wade ruling. And with this, the 50 states in the United States of America will now have a choice to, in fact, ban safe abortions as they exist. Now, in at least about 22 states across the United States of America, abortion is expected to become illegal overnight, ending 50 years of federal protection. What this essentially means is that nearly about 36 million women across the United States of America will lose access to safe medically assisted abortion that is offered in hospitals and other clinics. Now, shortly after this decision was announced, President Joe Biden made his stand very clear, calling it a sad day for the United States of America and also for the Supreme Court. He slammed the politicians for interfering in decisions that should be made by an individual woman for herself.
It's not hyperbole to suggest a very solemn moment. Today, the Supreme Court of the United States expressly took away a constitutional right from the American people that it had already recognized. They didn't limit it, they simply took it away. That's never been done to a right so important to so many Americans. But they did it. It's a sad day for the court and for the country.
Now, until now, abortions in the United States of America were guided by the landmark Supreme Court ruling that took place in the 1973 case of Roe versus Wade that decided that access to safe abortions is a constitutional right that is guaranteed to every woman across the length and breadth of America. The 1992 ruling, Planned Parenthood versus Casey, further upheld it. It said that women can get an abortion until the fetus is viable. That's usually around 22 to 24 weeks. The ruling was overturned by a conservative majority bench, out of which 3 justices are actually appointees of Donald Trump. And reacting to the ruling, the former president has said that God has made this decision. Now, Clarence Thomas first voted to overrule the Roe versus Wade judgment 30 years ago. Chief Justice John Roberts did not join the opinion. He agreed with the majority that the Mississippi abortion restriction should be upheld. But in a separate opinion, he argued that the court should not have overturned Roe versus Wade. Now, Justices Stephen Breyer, Sonia Sotomayor, and also Elena Kagan, the liberal wing of the court, dissented against this latest Supreme Court ruling. Now, this is what the majority judgment in the United States of America has now said. Abortion presents a profound moral issue on which Americans hold sharply conflicting views. The Constitution does not prohibit the citizens of each state from regulating or prohibiting abortion. Overturning the Roe versus Wade means that the United States will now join those countries that restrict abortion rights for women. Remember, the United States of America takes pride in calling itself the leader of the free world, and nearly 50% of its population, that is the women in the United States of America, no longer now have the right to get a safe medically assisted abortion if they so wish to choose it. Since 1994, only 3 countries have done something like this, namely Poland, El Salvador, and Nicaragua. So the United States now joins this small group of nations that have barred abortion. This is an issue that has long polarized American society. The decision has got experts thinking as to how this ruling will affect some types of contraception or even IVF treatments. Many are also questioning whether similar legal arguments can in fact be used to undermine same-sex marriages. In the past, some conservatives have shown interest in overturning these landmark judgments as well. Whether that will happen or not is something that we'll have to wait and watch for.
Well, it is indeed a dark and sad day today. And while this is an issue that continues to be reported as hot button, it's not as divisive as it seems. I mean, the majority of Americans believe that Roe should stand. The majority of Americans believe that Roe v. Wade should be the law of the land. And what we're going to see now is this return to states. And this isn't the end for either side. Obviously, those of us who are pro-choice need to make sure that we are communicating with the voters so that they understand what's at stake and what needs to happen in governors' races, in state legislatures, in thousands of elections across this country in November. But the other side is going to continue their work too. They are going to try to continue to strip freedoms away from the women of America. And there are some old laws in some states where this can be prosecuted, women can be criminalized. I mean, this is a very drastic ruling by the Supreme Court to strip women of America of their constitutional freedoms.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.